I never thought a rebellious teenager with a spray can would become the downfall of the most arrogant HOA in our city. It started with bright orange graffiti on my garage and ended with flashing police lights, handcuffs, and a full-blown scandal that rocked the neighborhood. See, when someone says, "My mom runs the HOA," you'd better believe karma is coming, especially when that mom has been abusing her power for years. Buckle up. This revenge story comes with a side of justice and graffiti remover. I had just finished watering my roses when I noticed the damage. There it was, my freshly painted white garage now covered in thick, neon orange spray paint. The words weren't even creative. "Old man, stay out. HOA owns this block." Underneath it, a poorly drawn stick figure flipping the bird. My heart dropped. I hadn't had any real trouble with the HOA in years, mostly because I kept to myself. But this wasn't just vandalism. This was personal. And the worst part? I knew exactly who did it. Enter Tyler the Brat Harrington. Tyler was 16, loud, cocky, and painfully entitled. His mother? Janice Harrington, our HOA president and self-proclaimed dictator of suburban living. Janice had been terrorizing the neighborhood with citations for years. One neighbor got fined for their garden gnome. Another got penalized for planting non-HOA approved shrubs. I got a warning for excessive porch sitting once. Yes, that's a thing now. Tyler, meanwhile, strutted around like he owned the place. One time he keyed a neighbor's car and laughed about it, bragging that his mom could make it disappear. So when I saw that orange tag on my garage, I didn't even need a witness. I had motive, history, and a very smug teenager with no fear of consequences. The confrontation. I marched straight to the Harringtons' front door. Tyler opened it, grinning like he just won the lottery. "What's up, old man? Like your new paint job?" My fists clenched. "You vandalized my garage." He shrugged. "Prove it. Mom runs the HOA. Good luck with that." Then he slammed the door. I stood there for a moment, absolutely fuming, but I knew better than to lose it. Instead, I smiled. "Fine," I whispered. "Let's play your game." I called the police first. I took photos, every angle. Then I pulled footage from the security camera hidden inside my porch light. It clearly showed Tyler can in hand spraying my garage, dancing around like some kind of street artist on sugar. Next, I called the cops. Officer Bennett arrived within the hour. I handed over the evidence without saying much. He watched the footage, nodded slowly, and said, "We've been waiting for something like this." Apparently, Tyler had been on their radar. He'd vandalized multiple properties, but no one ever had hard proof. His mother had always swept things under the rug. Not this time. "This is enough for a criminal mischief charge," Bennett said. "Let me take it from here." The arrest. 2 days later, I was pruning my hedge when I saw the unthinkable. 2 patrol cars pulled into the Harringtons' driveway. Tyler burst out of the house yelling, "You can't arrest me! My mom runs the HOA!" But it didn't matter. Officer Bennett calmly cuffed him and read his rights, while a second officer filmed everything on body cam. Janice came flying out of the house like a storm cloud in heels. "This is harassment! I'll have your badges!" But Officer Bennett just smiled. "Ma'am, your son was caught on camera committing a felony. If you have concerns, take it up with your lawyer." The entire neighborhood watched from their windows. Some even clapped. The fallout. Tyler was charged with vandalism and criminal mischief. He got off with community service and a suspended sentence, but not before his mugshot made the local newspaper. Janice tried to do damage control, but her smug reputation had finally caught up with her. And then came the best part. I found out something interesting from a friend at City Hall. Janice's HOA presidency was based on a technicality. She had been manipulating board elections, falsifying vote counts and ignoring term limits. The city opened an audit. The board was dissolved within a month. Janice, banned from holding any neighborhood office for 5 years. Janice and Tyler thought their embarrassment ended with a courtroom slap on the wrist and a few awkward glances at HOA meetings. But karma, as they say, was just getting started, because I wasn't done, not by a long shot. Community service? I had the perfect plan. When Tyler was sentenced to 80 hours of community service, most people expected he'd coast through, picking up litter in some remote park. But thanks to Officer Bennett and a few nudges from neighbors, he got assigned to a place much closer to home. Our very own neighborhood beautification project. Yep. Tyler, the same kid who called us all washed-up porch boomers, was now required to power wash graffiti, mow lawns, and ironically paint fences, including mine. He showed up late, hoodie up, sunglasses on, dragging his feet and holding a power washer like it was a sword he didn't want to carry. "Garage is over there," I said, pointing. "You'll find your artwork still waiting." He sneered. "You're loving this, aren't you?" "Not at all," I replied. "I'm just excited to see how your creative spirit translates to cleaning supplies." Neighbors gathered, a few brought lawn chairs, someone brought popcorn. Tyler had no choice but to start scrubbing while the entire street watched. The satisfaction was immaculate. Janice tries to fight back. Again. 3 days into Tyler's service, Janice tried to intervene. She stomped up my driveway and launched into one of her classic HOA threats. "I want this shaming stopped immediately," she shouted. "This is targeted harassment." I calmly handed her a city form stamped "Court-Ordered Community Service." "Feel free to take it up with the judge," I said. "Or maybe just focus on your own yard. Your hedges are looking a bit wild." She turned bright red and stormed off without another word. And just like that, she started avoiding the neighborhood altogether. Tyler starts to crack. About halfway through his sentence, Tyler's bad boy act began to crumble. I caught him one morning sitting on the curb after mulching 3 yards. His hair was sweaty, his hoodie was gone, he actually looked human. "You ever think," he muttered, "maybe my mom just made all this worse?" I didn't say anything, I just handed him a bottle of water and walked inside. The next day, he showed up early, on time, ready to work. And for the first time, he apologized. "I was a jerk," he said. "I didn't realize how bad she made it for everyone." I nodded. "You didn't spray just a garage, Tyler. You sprayed all of us. But hey, everyone deserves a chance to fix things." The final act, the neighborhood mural. On his last weekend, I had a surprise ready. Instead of just repainting my garage the original white, I gave Tyler a choice. "You're an artist, right? Here's a brush. This wall's yours. Paint something that means something." He hesitated. "You're serious?" "Completely, but no profanity this time." He smiled. And over the next few hours, something amazing happened. Tyler painted a mural. Not just any mural, a tribute to the neighborhood. Kids on bikes, people gardening, dogs chasing butterflies. He even included a tiny image of me sitting on my porch with a coffee mug and a gnome in the background. When he was done, we all clapped. Even Janice, watching from behind a curtain, didn't dare protest. The moral shift. Tyler's mural became a neighborhood symbol. People took selfies with it. The local newspaper even ran a story. "Teens' vandalism turns into community art. How a neighborhood took back its power." Tyler started spending less time causing chaos and more time helping the elderly neighbor across the street with yard work. No one forgot what he'd done, but he was earning something far more valuable than immunity from HOA rules: respect. And Janice? After the HOA was disbanded, she sold her house and moved 2 towns over. Rumor has it she tried to join another HOA, but her reputation followed her there, too. Full circle. A few months later, I was sipping my usual porch coffee when Tyler walked by. "You know," he said, glancing at the mural, "I kind of miss painting." You've got talent, I replied. Use it for good this time. He nodded, then pulled a flyer from his backpack. It was for a local youth art competition. Thought I'd give it a shot, he said with a grin. And just like that, the kid who once vandalized my garage walked off with paintbrushes in his bag and a second chance in his pocket. If stories like this bring a smile or spark a little fire of justice inside you, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We're turning real-life chaos into satisfying endings, one Karen at a time. Your support helps us keep these tales coming. And hey, who doesn't love watching karma do its thing?